actually, Alzheimer's is not principally a genetic disorder. Only less than 1 in 100 cases of Alzheimer's are caused by genes. And there are certain genes like the AP gene, the presenilin gene. And if you happen to have that in your family, there will be very early onset in the age 50, 60 Alzheimer's. But if people are getting in their 70s, 80s, 90s, you can be pretty damn sure you're not one of those less than 1 in 100.
But that's something that I hear quite often, is that people tell you, but it's purely genetic, nothing we can do about it, and then they just sit back and they enjoy their takeaways and their fizzy drinks, and it's not up to them. But what you're telling us now is that I think around half of the risk factors is within our control, or more than that.
Well, that's true. That's absolutely true, and nobody really disagrees with that. And probably, and we will be publishing some data on this in due course, but probably most people can cut their risk by at least 3/4. But what's fascinating about Alzheimer's, unlike, type 2 diabetes, I mean, I was hung, drawn, and quartered so many times in my life. When I said type 2 diabetes is a reversible disease, I was hung, drawn, and quartered, but now people are really accepting that is the case, and it's got a lot to do with sugar and carbs. But unfortunately, Alzheimer's is holes in the brain, and we do not have any way of reversing that. So somehow, I mean, it's very hard to sell a prevention message because people don't usually bother to do anything until they're in pain, as the Dalai Lama said. But somehow we have to wake up people to the idea that it's not a genetic disease. It won't be solved by drugs. And there's a very obvious reason I can tell you for that. So it really is down to you. And we do know what you need to do it. And at our charity, foodforthebrain.org, we've been working for the last 15 years to make it doable. In just the way you said, my books tell you what to do. We've been developing something that I'd like to unpack with you because I think people will be really interested.